Nightwing trusts Raptor after our last adventure. It's too bad he shouldn't. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues, and I break them down to the digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is the continuation of the Nightwing comics in DC Rebirth, Nightwing 7 and 8, The Rise of Raptor. At the end of our last story, Dick Grayson wanted to work with his new contact, Raptor, to locate a book that reveals the names of those within the Parliament of the Owls. At the end, Raptor stayed behind so that Dick could get away with the Book of Wisdom. However, at the very end, Raptor had tampered with the book, allowing Lady Eve to see the names every time Spiral reveals a new one. Our story begins in Sydney Tower in Sydney, Australia, as Dick heads out to meet with Tiger for a bust on the Parliament of the Owls. But as the two of them get ready to move in, they hear a scream, and then a giant cobra creature charges out of the doors. Dick fights it off, and Tiger looks at it stating, "I've never seen this before. It's a cobra convert, genetically enhanced assassin." Just then, Dick looks into the room where the owls were and sees them all dead. Seconds later, Tiger gets a call from headquarters stating that they found something. It seems that the Book of Wisdom has a backdoor transmitter on it. Whenever they recovered a name from the coins, it seemed it got sent somewhere else as well. But before Tiger can question Dick about it, he sees Dick already jumped off the balcony. Later, over at Raptor's hideout, Raptor sees Dick and he offers him a beer. Dick tells him that he knows that he rigged the book. He knows that he used him. As Dick grabs him, Raptor pulls away stating, "Hey, I didn't murder anyone. I sold the names to Cobra and they donated the money to help refugees, ones that the Parliament enslaved and exploited." Dick knocks Raptor through a wall stating, "It's not for you to decide. That's for the justice system." Raptor just laughs, fighting back stating, "You're just going through Batman's version of justice. All that will happen is the rich bastards will get high-powered lawyers to help them get a slap on the wrist." He goes on stating, "This is my kind of justice, the kind your mother would have wanted." The two continue punching back and forth, knocking each other through the walls until Raptor tells him, "You see, I got all kinds of hobbies, and you're one of them." Dick looks up and he sees news articles from back when he was in the circus, everything that's happened to him since his parents died, and everything up to becoming Nightwing. Dick turns back and grabs Raptor by the collar, punching him repeatedly, telling him to take this mask off so he can see the real him then. Raptor manages to push him away, stating, "I was gonna show you when you were ready, but now is not the time," and he pricks his neck. As Dick falls to his knees, Raptor goes on stating, "All those things you got from Batman, Bruce Wayne, they all make you weaker." Dick reaches out, but then the drug takes over and he closes his eyes. All he can hear is Raptor stating, "You just need everything taken away from you." Over in Gotham, Bruce Wayne gets ready to give a speech regarding their recent attack, but before he can get into it, a voice calls out to him from the crowd. The man asks, "What do you have to say about the fact that the damage done to the city by the monsters is nothing compared to what you and the 1%ers have done?" Raptor then pulls his hood down and takes out the security guards, telling Bruce, "What do you say about taking in orphans and stripping away their culture to make little extensions of yourself?" He then pushes forward, grabbing Bruce by the neck, whispering, "I know you're Batman, so how about we get along with this?" Bruce clenches his fist, and then he releases it, allowing himself to be captured. Back at Raptor's hideout, Dick begins to wake up as Damian screams into the radio. He says that his father's been kidnapped, so if they hurry, but Dick tells him, "I need to do this alone. This is more than me and Bruce. This is about Raptor and my mom." A little while later, Bruce sits up in his chair, strapped down, as Raptor tells him how he completely disarmed him down to his laser-cutting tool in his watch. Raptor goes on telling Bruce, "You took Dick Grayson from his home, his people, and you raised him in a world of privilege. You turned him into a weapon for the rich against the poor and desperate. You ruined Dick Grayson, so it's time for Batman to face real justice." He continues stating, "Even now, the people at Wayne Enterprises went to work making a cover-up story, stating how Bruce Wayne shown willing submission to prove his selflessness to everyone. With that, Wayne Tech's stock price rose, and with this lift, once it reaches $200, you'll be dropped." But just before he presses the button, a crack can be heard, and Raptor catches one of Dick's batons. He tells him, "It's time for your final," but then a second one flies in, hitting Raptor right in the head, cracking his mask. And he says, "Fine, it's only fair seeing the eyes that have watched you all of these years." Dick runs in, uppercutting Raptor, and then he runs over to check on Bruce. But Raptor tells him, "No, this is what they want," and he hits the switch. Bruce's chair suddenly launches into the air out of Dick's reach, and then he knocks Dick away, going on about how this is what they want. They want to break the poor down so that they'll come running and worship the rich, offering everything to them. The two continue going at it, and Raptor starts to overpower Dick. But as they fight, Raptor continues to talk about how even with his disease, the government wouldn't help the poor with drugs. Even after everyone left, there was one who came by and picked him up. It was Dick's mother, Mary, and the two of them stole the medicine that was supposed to be given to them, as well as whatever else they felt that they wanted from the mayor's home. So from then on, he always watched from the shadows to protect her, till she was killed by a selfish man who didn't get money that wasn't his. Dick then smiled, stating, "I was mad at you for all the doubt and pain you caused, but it's really you who's in more pain than me, isn't it? You loved my mother, and when she died, you blamed yourself until you could finally blame someone else." Dick grabs a pipe, cracking Raptor across the face, stating, "The thing with Bruce, though, is that he raised me to not be like him. We saved each other so that I wouldn't cross into the shadows like you have." Raptor picks himself up, telling Dick to shut up. "You don't even know me." "You're right. I don't even know your real name." Raptor starts to swing, and Dick tells him, "You don't have to do this. I know you don't feel pain, but..." Dick then breaks his arms and legs, leaving him there so that he can go save Bruce. Back at the lift, Bruce tries to pick the lock as the stock price continues to rise. Though he picks it to get up, he has nowhere to go. He begins to let go as the chair begins to fall, and Dick swings in, grabbing him before he hits the ground. A little while later, Tiger shows up stating that Raptor has a pretty clever device, so they're gonna confiscate it. But since Raptor's wanted in 17 countries, Tiger can forgive Dick for his hasty exit back in Sydney. Tiger then turns to Bruce, stating, just in case Raptor says some nonsense about him being Batman, they have the technology that can make him change his mind. Dick and Bruce watch as Tiger takes off, and he tells Bruce that this is all his fault. He almost got him killed. He almost fell. But Bruce puts his hand on Dick's shoulder, telling him, "You didn't. I jumped. I jumped because I knew that you would catch me." And that's the story about how Dick Grayson dealt with the whole Raptor and Bruce Wayne situation. Now here's the cool part. Because of this situation, Dick finally realizes that he's been undercover pretty much for the last 5 years of the comic book runs, because he was the Spiral and then he was doing this. And he decides that it's time to find who Dick Grayson and Nightwing really are. So the storyline that starts up after this one is Dick Grayson going home to Bloodhaven. And that's a story that I definitely want to read. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about Raptor, and what you think about Bruce, what you think about Dick Grayson, and what you think about Bloodhaven. And don't forget to like this video if you like all of this Nightwing stuff, and I'll see you next time right here.